So, good evening on the eve of the Premier League return. And Mikel Arteta, he doesn't join me live, unfortunately. He did join me earlier on. We had to pre-record it. So, big up Mikel Arteta, massive fan of the channel, he tells me. Oh dear, oh dear. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. Do subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers today. Thank you very much. Nearly 100 of you subscribed since I got up, so thanks for that. Very close to 45k, and we're moving real quick. So thanks very much for all the love and support. Appreciate it as always. And we are going to be. I'm going to be dropping a preview at 9 o'clock. I was supposed to be doing a member stream tonight, but then I realised I had agreed to go on Terry's show. So, so unfortunately, I forgot all about it. This week's been a hectic week. So that live members stream will be on Sunday evening. Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. We can have a little look back at the hopefully the resounding victory, the masterclass from Granit Xhaka and El Neni, and hopefully we'll be toasting a win. But I'll get into that a little bit later when I do my preview. But Sergio, man, you crack me up. Welcome, Facebook users. When I loaded this up, it did tell me that Facebook, there's an issue with it, and it's not letting us go live on it, but it obviously is working. And welcome Twitch as well. Also, very quickly before I get into this, follow my Insta if you haven't, LeeGunner82. Thank you to everyone who's following that. And also to player ratings going forward this season. When I do my player ratings, they're not necessarily going to be my player ratings anymore. They're going to be your player ratings. So if you want to come and join in, download the Flick app, which is in the description of this video. And at the end of every game, after I've done my player ratings on Chig's channel with Chig, then I'll be putting a poll up in Flick for each individual player with a set of scores, and you guys can pick that. Then when I do my player ratings, I'll be going off of that. So yeah. Also, Sergio has reminded me. RIP to everybody and their families, everybody who lost their lives in 9/11, and their families that are still hurting from that. I remember that vividly, man. I remember I was waking up in the morning and it was a madness. It was live, and I was like, wow. So yeah. RIP to all of them, man, and makes you realise there's more to life than football at times, doesn't it? But anyway, listen, let's get into this. Let's get into this press conference. There he is, looking all dapper. They still ain't sorted his lighting out. Multi-billion-pound company's got worse lighting than me. We're not going to click the video because we don't want to get copywritten, and that wouldn't be a good start to the season, would it? But there we go. I can't see any of your comments. I will come back to them. I'm going to fire through this as quick as I can, and we will move on. How will your role as first team manager change from head coach? He said, my title has changed a little bit, but I'm here to try and do the best job as well as possible. Always nice to be recognised from the club for the job that I try to do, and I want to help the club do the right things. And I have to be involved. Great. If I can work in any area, great. I just want to bring this club to be more successful in this country as quick as possible in a sustainable way. That is my ambition. We have to do it together. Well, I'm sorry, Mikel Arteta. That is disgusting behaviour and is very, very toxic. Yeah, you need to stop that rubbish immediately. Disgusting that he wants to be successful. How dare you? Big up, Mikel. How would you describe Arsenal's summer so far? Transfers and the team's overall development. Well, a very strange mini pre-season with a lot of external factors which were difficult to control. Today's September the 11th, the first day we've had a full squad training together for a pre-season. Just the day before we played the first game. But we've been trying to put in the work that we needed, obviously with some key players for different reasons. Today, the market and our squad, we brought William. Well, we got him for free. Bear with me. Why does this happen every single time? My food's arriving. You can't find my gaff. 1 second. Swear down. Sorry about that. Every single time, I swear. Every time I order food from this one place, yeah, they come here once a week and they can never find my gaff. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. Why? And then he's going, you need to ring this number. No, you need to find my housemate. I'm busy. Anyway, where were we? We brought William. No, we didn't. We got him for free. We did, however, sign Gabriel Magalhães. How'd you say his name? I should know how to say his name. In fact, should we see how you say his name from actually a South American? Should we see how you say his name? Where are we? And then we'll continue on. Here we go. This is how you apparently say his name. Magalhães. Magalhães. So there you go. 2 really good recruitments, in my opinion, and 2 players who are going to improve our squad, but a very complicated market so far. Well, it is if you're Arsenal Football Club. Everyone else seems to be doing all right. Nearly £800 million spent so far. And we've spent 22 million quid of it, which is kind of worrying, but there you go. No Louise, Socrates, does that change your plans and formation wise? We have a few issues around the squad. That's something normal that we're trying to adapt. We have been trying with these players that we have to fit at the moment. And it's not ideal to the start of the season with key players out. But again, we have enough players, really good players. And tomorrow we will put the best possible plan to win our first game. Well, hopefully, it'd be nice to get off to a flying start. How have Gabriel and William been training? Can we expect to see them? He said they've been training very well. They've been adapting quickly. And they're really excited to be here with us. Really good energy from both big talents, both in different phases of their careers. William, is already very established in the Premier League and with an incredible quality. And another one, Gabriel, that has to adapt to this league, but with huge potential to become a key player for us in the future. What are we expecting from Fulham? He goes on to then say, I think the team is a good reflection of the coach. Very thorough person, very committed and very clear way of playing. He's done a fantastic job at Fulham. The way they managed to get promoted last season was very good. We've been watching them. Hopefully, we've been watching them. We know it's a very typical stadium. It's actually a very nice stadium. I like Fulham's ground, Craven Cottage. Really tight, and it will be tough tomorrow. Were you confident last season Aubameyang would extend, and where are we with the contract? I can say that I'm even more confident than I was at the end of the season. Will it get done soon? I am really optimistic. Yes, it's probably been done for ages. They're probably waiting until about 9-10 o'clock tonight to drop it, to get everyone giddy for the game tomorrow, because that's how the PR works. And there's no such thing as bad PR, really, is there? All news is good news. What are you seeing from the team? He said, what I see from the team is that they want more. They are not satisfied. Well, that's disgusting and toxic for a start. And that we want to show that tomorrow. We want to go another step forward. What we done, it doesn't count for anything. Thank you very much. You're on the same page, my friend. Maybe you can enlighten everybody else. There we go. It gives us confidence and belief in what we can do and that we can compete against any team. But this is a completely different competition. Thank you again. It's a long race. We have to be consistent. All things I've been saying. Well done. Maybe he watches the channel after all. There's a big gap on what happened in the last few seasons when we were out of the Champions League spots. And this is our challenge for this season. There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. He wants Champions League. How hard will it be to keep Martinez? What about Ozil and Guendouzi? And do smash the likes up if you haven't. I will come back to some comments in a minute. And we'll read some of them out because I literally can't see any of them at the minute. So yeah, we will continue on. We've had some really good players in different positions where some of them are duplicated. So the club's interested. Their clubs are interested to get our players. It's very difficult to promise players game time. Let me start that again. Game time. Very difficult to promise players game time or to be the first choice, but it's part of the period in the market. We try to manage the situation as well as we can, and all the time counting on what players expectations are and what we can achieve with them at the club when making decisions towards that. What are your thoughts on dropping the Black Lives Matter logo from the Premier League shirts this season? Yes, anybody who doesn't know, it won't be on the shirts this season, which I was kind of shocked about, if I'm honest. But let's see what he thinks. I think it's a cause that has had a massive impact and has been very supportive. I think we have continued to do that as much as possible every time something has happened in a social environment that we can change and highlight. It is our responsibility, and I'm really pleased with what we have done so far with that. Well, he never answered that, did he, really? And do you think the players and the staff at Arsenal will continue to take to a knee? I think that's an individual decision, how you feel about it, but I think the way we have conducted is not an individual thing. It's more a collective thing, and it's the way we've done it was really well. Is Mesut Ozil likely to play? Here we go. This is the content we like to see. There's not been any updates. Well, there has. All the players that we have available here and that have a contract with Arsenal Football Club have been treated in exactly the same way. They've all been in training. They've all been putting maximum effort in, and in every training session, and that is what I expect for them. Well, Mesut Ozil has declared himself raring to go on a Q&A the other day. How pleased are you with what you have done in 9 months in charge? Well, I look 10 years older. Well, dye your wig. I don't know. And I think it's been really challenging. Obviously, my first job as a head coach, a lot of things have happened, interruptions, unexpected things, sorry. But to get all together, we've been very consistent on what we're trying to achieve. We felt really supported with one another. A lot of changes at the club, a lot of changes with the environment, but our idea and direction is not to change. We are aiming to achieve that, and we have created some belief, which is really important among the players, staff and fans. Now our aim is to continue to do that, keep building, getting engaged to the process, and getting better and better. Arsenal in the past were accused of having a weak mentality. Is that fair, and is it gone now? That's a decent question. I don't know whether it's gone or not. Well, that's a bloody good start, isn't it? We'll have to show it. What is done in the past few months in football doesn't really count. Thank you again, Mikel. What happened a few months ago is irrelevant. And it's all about this season now, isn't it? And moving forward, it's about how we start tomorrow, how ready we look tomorrow, how committed we are tomorrow, and how much we can sustain our consistency throughout the year to be one of the best teams in the country. Should Arsenal worry? What a stupid question this is. If you ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer, because somebody already asked that a minute ago. Should Arsenal fans be worried that Aubameyang's deal is taking long to finalise? I mean, who asks these questions? Do I expect Emi Martinez to stay at Arsenal? Again, I cannot stop all the speculation. And this geezer is ringing me again. Fuck's sake. Bear with me. Right, we continue. This is going really well, isn't it? Again, I cannot stop all the speculation we have about the players coming in and out. What I will say is that I don't want to comment on individuals at the moment. Fuck's sake, this guy's winding me up. 1 second, sorry. Do you know what? This is the last time I order food from this company, man. Yeah, and the saddest thing is their food's actually banging. Yeah, spicy prawns and rice and vegetables, extra spicy, extra veg, extra prawns. And they come here literally once a week. How can the geezer not find my gaff? Anyway, less of that. Where were we? This might have to be a bit. All the real ones that have been here a long time will know that domino stream. Do you remember the domino stream I did with Ollie? Yeah, we might be coming back to one of them very soon. Can't handle spicy food, bruv. I can eat lamb fowl like it's nothing, bruv. Super spice. But anyway, let's finish off this. Again, I cannot stop all the speculation that we have about players coming in and out. I will say that I don't want to comment on any individuals at the moment without having the right answers. Well, that's probably the best thing to do, which is why some of these questions that these people ask are stupid. Why not ask, why haven't we put a bid in for a while? Why not ask, maybe they are, maybe I'm being premature. Can you tell us why Freddie Ljungberg left? We're not even answering that. I'm not even going through that. What a dumb question. When Arsenal last played Fulham, there were chances of, we've got our Arsenal back. Were they premature? Funny how things change, isn't it? I think it's premature as well, depending how old an Arsenal we are talking about. Very, very good answer, Mikel. He's obviously had a lot of media training recently. For example, the Invincibles, it's great. We were able to win 2 trophies. We changed a lot of things at the club, but certainly things look brighter in my opinion. There's still a long way to go. The gap that I always talk about is still there. We have to make sure that we fill it in this season as much as possible. Can't say that, mate. Not allowed to do that. Is there more pressure with the new job title? Again, do you want me to read that? Really? Responsibility. It's the same thing, man. Come on. Starting on a level playing field, more expectation on you. Every new season brings expectations. The way we ended last season and started this one with the title, obviously, people want to see more and more and more. It's a very positive sign. We want that type of energy, our drive to drive our team forward. Tomorrow we have to have a great test against Fulham, a very English stadium, newly promoted team who will be completely ready and focused to beat us. And they will be focused to beat us because, like I said earlier on in a different stream, they're coming up to try and stay up this time. And they're going to try and do it without making the same mistakes as they did last time, because they made a lot of mistakes. They were getting piped left, right and centre last time, weren't they? With Callum Chambers, their player of the season. Can we expect whoever starts in goal to be your number one? He said, no. I treat the goalkeeping position no differently. I don't treat the goal... Fuck it, I'm having a disaster here. I don't treat the goalkeeping position any differently to the others. I think it's the one that, in my opinion, is training better. Training better. He's picking them on training. Okay. With the goalkeeping coach and has a better chance to start tomorrow. That will be how I make my decision throughout the season. Wow. Okay. What would it be? What fucking mate? Shall I just finish this stream? What would it be the starter's position to lose? Exactly. Then for the other one to push and make him better. I'm not even reading the rest of that because listen, at the end of the day, for me personally, if you get the shirt, it's now the next guy's job to get it back. And by doing that, you have to do well in training, of course. But that person who's got the shirt has to have a disaster class a few times. Martinez hasn't had that. He's been superb in the 15, 16 games or whatever it was he played. For me, Martinez is going number one for now. And then it's down to Leno to get that back off him. Have you spoken to Lacazette? This is interesting because Duncan Castles is, I don't know how reliable or non-reliable he is, but he is saying that we've got a verbal agreement with Edouard at Celtic. So if Lacazette leaves, Edouard's then going to come in as the replacement, which I'd take all day long and twice on Sunday. But I'm not so sure there's anything in this. But let's read this. He is really happy here. He wants to keep improving and contributing to the team. I know how good he is, the impact he is having. He knows about the competition and he has the front players. And again, he needs to demand of himself to be the best striker at this football club, the same as the rest. He was very unhappy to hear that, and the way he has been training and conducting himself has been excellent. Has he told you he'd like to stay? Yes, I think he is very happy here. That's my feeling. So yes, has he told you, or is it your feeling? That's a bit, maybe that's not been put across properly. I don't know. That's what I got from that message, he said. So I don't know, maybe. Matteo Guendouzi, has the situation changed? Matteo has been training like the other players in the squad. It's a new season, and we have some really positive conversations between both parties, even though we tried to bin him 3 times and nobody wants him. Now he's back with the group. He's training well, and he went to France with the under-21s and played well. He did play very well, actually. Juninho publicly said that he was offered a swap, offered in a swap deal for Houssem Aouar. Can Guendouzi be fully focused knowing that? He said, I don't know. I'm not going to discuss things that happen internally, but a lot of things have been written. That actually says writing. You would have thought that whoever wrote this would have proofread it. But there you go. I can tell that they are not true. Juninho's a liar. Juninho publicly declared Arsenal are interested in Aouar. Is that the transfer you hope to happen? Dumb question, get a dumb answer. Are you looking to bring in 1 or 2 bodies? Another dumb question. Who asked some of these questions? Real talk. Like, how is the squad imbalanced? Firstly, number-wise, some positions are overbooked. Some others, in terms of specific qualities that we need, are still not there. All the more reason as to why we should have been doing this 7 weeks ago. But there we go. Listen, that's the end of that. What do you guys think? We have got the game tomorrow, of course. And yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like some of the questions these people put to him are just ridiculous. For number one, like, why would you ask about? I know we want to know about players and signings and stuff like that, but if you're going to ask somebody, actively ask somebody about an individual player at another club, the answer is going to be the same, whether it's Mikel Arteta, Arsene Wenger, Unai Emery, Freddie Ljungberg, or Gunnosaurus. My food's arrived. This is fucking doing mine up. 1 second. Back again. But as I was saying, some of these questions are ridiculous because it doesn't matter who the manager is that they're asking, whether it be Arsenal managers, Chelsea, Tottenham, any team in world football, you're going to find only a handful of managers that are going to actually come out and say, yeah, actually, that is our number 1 target. That is who we're looking for, and that is who we're trying to get. Arsenal never do that. Arsenal are cloak and dagger with absolutely everything. We're still, on the eve of the game tomorrow, the start of the season, still not announced Aubameyang's deal. Yeah, like, come on. Why are you asking him about Houssem Aouar and whether we're going to try and buy him? You're going to get the dumb answer reply. Yeah, ask a dumb question, get a dumb answer. You know, other questions about Guendouzi. He's never going to sit and coat off Guendouzi. He's never going to sit and slag off any of the players. Like, when you're trying to stick questions on him about players that are working under him, again, waste of time. Absolute waste. Get me in a press conference. Yeah, I will actually actively ask questions that we want to know the answers to, because it just, like, some of the questions were decent. Yeah, and I like the way he speaks. I've always said that from day one, from the first ever press conference he did. I've said, you know what? He sounds exactly how I sound. I want to win. I want to win the league. I want to win the Champions League. I want to compete for every trophy every year. I get told I'm negative. Mikel is a don. Put a statue outside the ground. Come on. At the end of the day, this club needs to be held accountable. It's not good enough what we have done business-wise right now going into that game tomorrow. Don't care what anyone tells me. We have had 7.5 weeks to sell players, but they're on too much money. Whoopie-doo. Alexis and Mickey were on 700 grand between them. Them two are gone. So that's a poor excuse. It's a creative market full of swap deals and loans. How many swap deals have been done this window in the Premier League? Does anyone know? Not many. How much money has been spent in the Premier League so far? Oh yeah, before today, before Chelsea bought another player, £775 million. Last summer, 1.6 billion. So we're 800 million with Chelsea's deal today. That's without any others I may have missed along the way. By the next 26 days when the window shuts, when Koulibaly could arrive, Jadon Sancho could arrive, Houssem Aouar potentially, Thomas Partey potentially, we're going to be talking about 1.4 billion pounds. So the whole spin all summer of, oh, it's going to be a poor market, the whole pandemic, it's not Football Manager, was just a load of rubbish. And we've wasted 7 weeks, in my opinion. Ideally, you want to get your #1 targets in before the season starts. We haven't. Yeah, one of them we have. One of them, Gabriel. Willian was never a #1 target. Willian was just he's round the corner. He's out of contract. He's Brazilian. Yeah, we'll get him in. Yeah, he's not on 200 grand a week, like everyone keeps saying he is. He's on about 120 grand a week. But not only that as well, the easiest deal in living history was Danny Ceballos. So it makes me wonder that when I see reporters that are proper reporters, yeah, proper journalists that do have inside contacts at pretty much every football club around the world, and don't just pander to get tea and biscuits at Arsenal Football Club like Smithers and the other guy that I was arguing with earlier today, that I just look at it and I think when they're coming out actively telling us to 1.7 million followers that they have, that Arsenal have not put a cash bid on the table for Thomas Partey. They have not put a cash-only bid on the table for Houssem Aouar. That makes me sit there and go, well, hang on. We ain't got rid of anyone from the first team squad that was here last season. We've signed a freebie, we've signed a loan, and we've signed a kid. What are we doing? And it winds me up and it pisses me off that this club has got no ambition whatsoever. Also, DVS, I did miss your donation. I do apologise, mate, but I've got it here. I can't pin it, obviously, but Arteta talking about winning, blah, blah, blah. Show us, Mikel. Tell the board you need players. Tell them, for fuck's sake. All talk, no action. Well, listen, the thing is, what I will say is he's actually, oh, there you go. I can see it. There you go. I can see it. What I will say is that he's come in. I ain't counting a charity game. Yeah, and it is a charity game. I'm not counting that as a trophy. What I said at the time and what I'm sticking to now is it keeps the winning mentality against big teams going. Yeah, which is fantastic. We've come off the massive high of winning an FA Cup in his first full, well, it's not even a full season, was it? It probably ended up being a full season in terms of the length from when he started to when the season eventually finished, but it wasn't actually a full season in terms of games. But he's won us a trophy, right? Which is a great start. Fantastic, right? After that, we could have very easily got piped by Liverpool in that game because we're up here, we've won the trophy, drop the guard back down and slip back into banter clause Arsenal. We didn't. We actually played very well against Liverpool. And we kept that continuing on. The problem isn't for me, and I've said this, the problem isn't for me, Mikel Arteta, this transfer window. It is the board and the owner. And I will stick it on the owner right now. Because what is he telling the board? You know, everyone last summer was so vocal. Imagine if we had done what we've done this summer, last summer. Could you imagine the meltdowns from We Care Do You? Yeah, they put out some weak-ass statement the other week saying that because of the pandemic, we know it's going to be a challenging window. Bollocks. By the end of this window, the totalizer for Premier League transfers is going to be nearly 1.6 billion, which it was last summer. Yeah, unbelievable how people just get hoodwinked and manipulated. It doesn't help when you've got massive accounts with 100, 200, 300,000 people all peddling their agenda rather than being the link between the club and the fans. But what do I know? Maybe I will apply for my media accreditations and get myself in some press conferences. I wouldn't be allowed. They'd ban me. I'll get my accreditation. What should we do? Who should we go for first? Should we go for? Oh, Chips Keswick left, didn't he? We'll have to go for Edu. Anyway, all parties need to agree for any deal to happen. Well, that is very true. But when we value our players well over the odds, We haven't signed anybody, and everyone says that we need to sell before we buy, apart from the two people that sat in front of a camera yesterday, Edu and Vinay, and just gave us more PR bollocks when they're sitting there saying, we don't need to sell before we buy. Okay, so why haven't we bought then? Why haven't we brought? Aston Villa spent more on one striker than we've spent on any player that's come in this summer. We've done a freebie, a loan, and 24 million, of which we got 1.5 million back from Sam Greenwood going to Leeds. So I don't get it, man. I'm looking forward to the game. Don't get it twisted. How I support my club is completely different to how I used to support my club. I don't support the manager, Wenger. Yeah. Right now, cool. Arteta's doing fine. Great. It's not his problem that we ain't signed players. Real talk. Yeah, it's not his problem, and I'll back it when I see it. Yeah, in terms of Edu and that lot, right? But on match day, no matter what I think about these shit players, and no matter my thoughts maybe on Mikel, maybe my thoughts on Edu and Vinay and the rest of the people at this football club, all of that is gone. Big one, gone. The same as when I was an avid Wenger out and used to turn up to the Emirates and put the card in the little machine and open the turnstile and go into games. You can actually support your club how you want to support without people throwing it down your throat on how to support the club. It's your match day experience. It's your supporter experience. Nobody else's. So you can support it in any which way you want. And don't ever answer to anyone. Keep up the good work, Lee. Great daily updates. Thank you very much, Wing Zero. Appreciate that, man. Love to you. Thanks for your donation, buddy. Appreciate that. Let's see. Let's read out some of these other comments. So we're getting some love today. Come on, baby. Come on, my guy. Love your content, Lee. Guy, I'm having a mare with this stream, aren't I? My food smells so nice. I wish these lot would stop saying, oh, 3 points easy tomorrow when we beat them 5-1 easy peasy tomorrow. Nope. It's going to be a banter 2-2, says Connor. Evening, Connor. Hope you're well, man. Selling is hard. Look at the other top teams, the other teams in the top 6. Well, we're not in the top 6. We're in the top 8. And selling isn't hard because Chelsea don't seem to make selling hard when they bought Morata for 50 and sold him for 50. Bought Bakayoko for 40 and are on the cusp of getting 30 for him 3 years later. Sell umpteen kids that have never kicked a ball in the first team for £15 million a pop. It's only Arsenal that seem to have these issues. And if it is hard, go and get a top closer. Yeah, I've worked in direct sales. It ain't difficult. Yeah, in fact, I made it look easy. Yes, at a very lower scale compared to multi-million-pound deals, but it really isn't difficult. How can Newcastle, with an owner that's less ambitious than Arsenal's, go and show us how to do business this summer? How can Aston Villa, yeah, yes, they're a massive football club. Yes, I'm happy they stayed up. One of my best pals supports Villa. I was buzzing for him. And how can they go out there and go, bang, 38 mil, bang, 20 mil, bang, 18 mil? How can Sheffield United drop 3 players in one day? Yeah, how can these teams, Wolves and all these other teams, Everton have got a whole new midfield? It really, really, really isn't as hard as it's made out to be. It's just a shield to hide behind because it's a new era under the new regime. And, well, it's an even newer regime now, isn't it? Now Freddie's gone and other people have gone above as well. It's an even more new one. So everyone wants to stay ultra positive. Yay, yay. I live in reality. I live in the real world, man. The real world is we weren't good enough last season consistently over a whole 38 games. Mikel Arteta had 19 of them, I think. And even in that, we weren't consistent enough. It's great that we won the cup. It was great that we can do it in one-off games. I've seen it before in 2017. We beat the champions Leicester. We beat Man City. And then we beat the then champions, record-breaking champions, Chelsea in the final. We then beat Man City. Sorry, we then beat... I think we won the Community Shield. We did. We won the Community Shield against Chelsea. Is it Chelsea or Man City? It was Man City, wasn't it? Giroud scored a 30-yard screamer. I'm sure it was. So, yeah, I've seen it all before, man. Like, over a course of a 38-game season, we're nowhere near consistent enough. And I don't see that changing with the squad still exactly the same, barring a couple of young centre-backs. Yeah, yes, they might turn out to be amazing. I hope they do. And I'm happy for them to start every week. In fact, I'm putting them in my team if they're fit every week. So there's your shock. Every week when I do a starting 11, them two, if they're fit, are starting my team. Yeah, I don't want to see the rest of these bottle jobs that finish 8th every season and 6th and 5th. But it ain't enough what we've done with them two. Willian, cool. Danny Ceballos was part of the worst team that we've had for 25 years. He's back again. I'm happy he's back. He wasn't the main issue for that, but let's be real. Other than 2 months, he was shit. Yeah, so yeah, it's for me, it's not acceptable. And hopefully they drop the Aubameyang news. That'll buzz everyone up. Tomorrow we'll go and get 3 points and everyone will be happy again. Then hopefully next week we'll drop some players. But I think it's a little bit too late. I think by the time these players come in, get up to speed, get used to the league, you can't drop Aouar and Partey with Gabriel and Salah all in the same team at once, can you? Yeah, you can't just go, right, all 4 of you, off you go, see ya, Anfield away. Ain't happening. So we're not going to see them, if we do sign them, until probably middle of October, by which time I think we'll be too far behind. Well, definitely for a title. We'll be long behind, way behind by then for a title. And sadly, Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool and City are too far gone from us, even with them two coming in. So there we go. Vinay is a joke. How can you say that Arteta being here on our worst times in the club's history? Just shows how little he knows about our history. So many players died in the war. That's one hard period. Bruv, the geezer's clueless. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's clueless. The fact is, right, he's saying it's one of the hardest times in our history. Well, hold up, mate. What about the 9 years we went without a trophy? Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, we had the 4th place trophy then, didn't we? Yeah, 4th place was better than winning an FA Cup, was it? Like, come on, man. Cups all day long. Get ready for another season of missing sitters from lack of threat. Watched when Timo Werner wins the Golden Boot this season. He's built for Prem. Lacazette 54, Werner 47.5. Bruv, Werner is exactly the player we should have been trying to sign. Whether he would have come or not is irrelevant. But if you hit the buyout clause, you have a chance. And we should have sold Lacazette like a threat. And we should have signed Timo Werner. Because if we're going to go with this, putting Aubameyang on the left wing and going with Pepe on the right wing, I do not want to see Eddie and Nketiah up front. I'm sorry, go on loan. Yeah, sell him. Not good enough for Arsenal. I don't think he's that great. Yes, he scored some goals the other night. His goal where he chipped the keeper was sick. Easy doing it against a load of kids that you're better than. Yeah, it's not so easy when you're doing it at Man City away, is it? So yeah, for me, not really good enough. But I'd rather have had Werner up front, Aubameyang left, Pepe right. But that's toxic, apparently. How dare you demand better players? Lee, does it make sense to follow Chelsea's loan system to make profit on these players and use the loan club to develop and mature players when they return? Bro, do you know what the problem is, right? Good question, by the way. Do you know what the problem is? As of the end of this year, from the 1st of January, Chelsea can't go out buying all the best kids in world football. Anyone under the age of 18 in Europe and around the world can't sign for another team overseas. So Chelsea are now going to have to find homegrown ones. But yes, we should be loaning them out. I do think that we're. I do think that we should be loaning them out. We have loaned a lot of players out. A lot of kids have gone out. Names we've never really heard of unless we pay attention to it. But there is a few that have gone out. But there we go. I'm going to do 3 more comments. Thanks to everyone who's bared with me while I was on the phone getting my food delivery guy to come and then getting my food. 1,000 people watching live. Do hit the like. Do subscribe. Do follow me on Insta and on Flick. The reason you should follow on Flick is if you want to be part of the interactive player ratings that we're going to be doing for every game, you get to decide the player ratings between all of you guys that watch the streams. If you go and follow me on the Flick app, every time a game's finished, I'll put a poll up for every single player that played that game for Arsenal. And you then decide from there what the score is out of 10. Off of that, I will then do my player ratings. So if you want to get involved in that, there's loads of other things, predictors. You can predict the scores for games and stuff like that, which I need to set up actually. So all the games are tomorrow, so I need to get that set up so you can all do the predictions. They do a league table. When we hit 1,000 followers on that app, which we're about 200 away from, they're doing a football shirt giveaway. It doesn't matter what team you support, where you live in the world, they will send you a shirt. One person will be drawn, one lucky winner by the powers that be at Flick. And yeah, man, get on it right away. The link is in the description. Also, my Fantasy Premier League link is in the description, the code. If you want to take part in that and you want to qualify for the top 10 prizes, if you finish 10th upwards to first, you have to follow me on Flick and you have to follow me on HOTMIC, and you'll qualify for the guaranteed prizes if you finish in them top 10 positions. Last season was 250 for the first place. It'll be the same again. Second's 150 quid, 75 for third, 50 for fourth, and then 10 quid all the way down. If you end up drawing, the prize is split. It's not like you get 250 each, just split the prize. So there we go. Now we've cleared up all of that. I'm planning on doing a watch along for the Leeds-Liverpool game. Where do I stream the match? I have no idea, if I'm honest. I've got BT Sport and Sky Sports on my phone. So I just sit the phone in front of me and just watch it on my phone. So I don't really know, mate, if I'm honest. Maybe somebody in the chat can help you while I do a couple more comments, man. Don't forget, my preview will be out at 9 o'clock. I am going on Terry's show as well. Sunday will be a member stream, level 2. So if you're level 2 or level 3, feel free to jump in. Big up my guy, Digby J. I hope I got the name right, buddy. Says, Lee, I agree with you about getting the players before the season starts. There's no planning. And even if we sign, we'll have to wait till November. That is 2 weeks quarantine, 2 weeks to settle in. I'm not sure whether Party is back in training because quarantine is quashed if you're in a sports bubble, which is why Danny Ceballos came straight back in, because he was training with Real Madrid. So if you're in that sports bubble when you're training, you're exempt from quarantine. But your point is valid. Getting a player in from a foreign country, getting them into the new surroundings, they've got to try and figure out where they're going to live. They've got to try and figure out how they're going to see their families, where their kids are going to go to school if they've got kids, etc., etc. I know the club will help with all of that. Of course they will. But at the same time, it's a lot of stress. And a different country, I know about that. I live in a different country. So, yeah, it's not easy. I still don't know the lingo. COVID ain't helped because I spent 4 months back in England, which I need to get back on, really, because my Spanish was getting all right. But yeah, we're not going to see any of these players until maybe end of October, November. So, I don't know, man. But listen, thanks very much to everyone who has watched live. Do stick a like on the video. Do subscribe. Do follow my Insta and Flick, HOTMIC, Fantasy League. I'll be back again at 9. Upload, not live stream. Excuse me. And I'll be back again tomorrow with a watch along, man. First game of the season. I'm out of here. Latest, peeps.